Our goals for today are: first, identify the parts of an outline. Next, differentiate primary from secondary source. And expand the content of an outline using notes from primary and secondary sources. Outline is a tool used to organize written ideas about a topic into logical order. It is also considered as a blueprint or plan for your paper. Outlines arrange major topics, subtopics, and supporting details. Before I show you an example of an outline, here are the important things to remember in making a basic outline. For the introduction, start with an attention grabber context that introduces the paper topic. Or in short, these will be the phrases that will attract or intrigue your readers. Next, define any key terminology needed to understand the topic. Of course, you have to include the meaning or definition of the important words of your topic. Lastly, the introduction must end with a thesis statement. It is a 1 to 2 sentences in length to tell what the overall paper will focus on. For the body, whenever you present your stance, it will be more credible if you give strong examples, details, and explanations to support each main point. Use strong evidence from sources. It can be from paraphrases, summaries, and quotations that support the main points. And for the conclusion, briefly summarize each main point found in the body of the paper. Avoid going over 2 sentences for each point. End with a strong clincher statement. An appropriate, meaningful final sentence that ties the whole point of the paper together. Here is an example of an outline template. So you should start with your title, followed by thesis statement with supporting details. Next are the paragraphs that elaborate and support the thesis. And the last one is the conclusion. And here is a sample complete outline using the template. Kindly observe the arrows pointing to their corresponding parts. Take note that outline serves only as a guide. You may add another paragraph if you want to, or in short, you may modify it. Now, how can we expand an outline using sources? Let's start by defining what is a source. Source is the text or other work that provides the information that is being used. There are 2 types of sources, the primary and secondary source. Primary source is usually a document or result that is being reported firsthand. In other words, primary sources are original sources, not interpretations made by someone else. These are some of the examples. while secondary source describes, interprets, evaluates, or analyzes information from primary sources. These are some of the examples of secondary sources. This is now the complete outline being expanded with sources. Observe the sentences or statements in red. And if we will remove the labels of our outline, our paragraph will look like this. I used color coding for you to familiarize the parts. The red part is the title of the paragraph. The green part is your thesis statement, and the underlined sentences are the supporting details. The violet part is the first paragraph with the supporting details to support the topic sentence. The blue part is the second paragraph, the pink is the third, and the brown is the conclusion. Let us identify what type of sources are being used in this paragraph. The source of the underlined statements here is primary because it is extracted from Michael Phelps' interview. While in this one, the source of the underlined statements is secondary because it is cited from an academic journal. This one is a primary source because the statement is also extracted from an interview. The last underlined citation is from a secondary source, which is an academic article. Again, this is how an outline being expanded with sources looks like. By the way, the color coding is only used for emphasis. You may also do the same, but of course, it depends on your teacher's preference. And take note that citations from primary and secondary sources make our stance credible.